Welcome to Prepping for Precision Steps to Ensure Accurate Reporting. Now it's time to meet your webinar host. My name is Desmond Morrison, and I'm a Tax Bandits customer support specialist. And William Binkley will join us for the Q&A portion later in the webinar. And he's also a Tax Bandits customer support specialist. Today, we will explore the following topics: training your team members, collecting and verifying information, uploading information. As mentioned before, here's a W-2 refresher. W-2s are provided to wage earning recipients, also known as employees. W-2 recipients receive a W-4, which are filled out to provide proper recipient information and withholding information for that employer. W-2s report wages that are subject to federal Social Security and Medicare taxes. And depending on the state that the recipient resides or work in, you may be required to file that W-2 with your state. And as we move on to our 1099s, here's a refresher for any 1099 information. 1099s are provided to payment earning recipients, also known as contractors. They usually provide a W-9, which are filled out to provide proper recipient information, such as names, TIN numbers, and the type of tax classification for that 1099 contractor. On these 1099s, they report payments made out to contractors and other companies for services rendered. Depending on the income or the payment itself will determine what type of 1099 form you will file. And much like with the W-2 forms, depending on the state that you work or reside in, you may be required to file that 1099 with your state agency. Another important step in preparing for the upcoming January season is collecting and verifying information. We're going to talk about collecting and organizing W-9s, hopefully avoiding rejected filings, collecting and organizing W-4s, and updating any information for any current employees, and confirming your client list for the upcoming reporting season. And also making sure that your current clients and payers reach out to both current and former employees for the upcoming season as well. Another important step in preparing for the upcoming January filing season is collecting and verifying information, making sure that you collect and organize all W-9s for your 1099 contractors, meaning you'll need to reach out to any clients or vendors that have not submitted a W-9 yet, ensuring that you get that information for them before you file, and also ensuring the current W-9s that you do have the most current and up-to-date information, and also making sure that you update any necessary information that has changed from the prior tax year to this tax year to avoid any filing errors or any potential penalties. And also, the IRS has a status for these 1099 forms known as accepted with errors. Collecting and verifying information is very important when prepping for the upcoming January season. The IRS uses the accepted with error status to acknowledge that you have filed your 1099 form, but there are certain recipient information that does not match with the IRS database and their records. These errors could range from using the wrong TIN type when filing. For example, you could use a Social Security number for a recipient, but in actuality, they need to have their EIN reported on that 1099. Or using a DBA name instead of the legal name of the business or the individual, or even name changes such as married names or nicknames or abbreviations could cause this accepted with error status. Also, as mentioned before, it is imperative that you make sure that you have the updated information for your current clients and their recipients. And you can check in with your clients about possible changes such as marriage or name changes, address changes, or any changes to any withholding information from the IRS. As you move closer to the January deadline, it's important that you reach out to your current clients and even former clients to confirm their anticipated filing volume for the upcoming season. Knowing your current client list for the upcoming tax year will allow you to plan and better strategize for the upcoming filing season. And also make sure that your clients and your payers that you file for reach out to any former employees that may have worked during that tax year. If your current clients or payers have anyone that have been employed or paid according to the federal thresholds during that current tax year, they will need to file that W-2 or 1099 as well. Uploading the information is another crucial step when preparing for the upcoming January season. You will need to begin entering and updating the information, confirming your communication channels to both your clients and the recipients and your team members, and also make sure you practice within your filing system to ensure a streamlined process. Uploading the information is a crucial step in this process. You need to start entering all the information for your payers and their recipients, ensuring that all the information is updated, such as TIN numbers, names, and their corresponding addresses. All of this will be very important when uploading this information. And also having your recipients in your system will allow for a smoother filing process. It's best to organize your client base based on the employer or the location or even their filing needs, such as if they need to file a 1099 or a W-2 to even streamline the process even further. And confirming communication channels is a very important step when uploading information, ensuring that you and your staff have access to the filing system and establishing that your team members in your firm have the required level of access for their specific role in the filing process. And also ensuring that you maintain constant communication with your clients and your team members. And this can be done in your filing system, or if you already have an established work portal, you can do that there. Practicing with your tax filing system has many benefits. Familiarity with these processes will reduce resistance to updates or new tools. Working with your team to ensure that everyone knows how to properly operate your filing system will alleviate any stresses or last-minute jitters down the line. And also testing your filing workflow from end to end. You can practice by using test information, and you can also look for shortcuts within your system to streamline the process even further. And also check in with your team members, especially the more experienced ones, about any questions during this filing process. Thank you for joining us today. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our Tax Bandits support team and our website for more information. Thank you so much.